Good morning, my loves. Happy Tuesday. Beautiful morning here at the lake. It's about 5 a.m. Still dark out. The nice cool temps. It's like in the 70s right now. Early mornings here can be nice. It's going to heat up to about 100, but that's okay. It's Arizona. What do you expect? Interesting topic. I think we've talked around it several times, but not really addressed it. Vengeance. Hot topic right now. Big topic right now. And I think we have all encountered this in some way, shape, or form in our lives. Somebody has hurt us, and we want to get back at them. We want to give them a taste of their own medicine. Well, last time I looked, depending on your religious beliefs, of course, God isn't like Santa. He doesn't hire seasonal helpers. Vengeance is his. It's not ours. Let karma deal with it. Let God deal with it. Let the universe deal with it. You step back. Generally, we are too emotionally involved. We're too close to the situation to be objective and to handle things appropriately. Step back. My opinion, strictly my opinion, vengeance is childish. It's something, and Finn agrees, that, vengeance is something you're going to see on the playground. Two little boys are, fighting over the ball, and one pushes the other one, and now they're in a scuffle. Well, the teacher pulls them apart, and this is over. Well, end of the day, they're going to go right back out there and do it again because they each have a point to prove. They're right fighters. And my opinion, being vengeful is being a right fighter. That you can't see anything beyond your point. You can't see anything outside of your view, your scope. Now, I am saying this as a mom who lost a daughter. As many of you know, if you follow me, you know, because I speak of it frequently. My first marriage, I was very young. He was 10 years older. We'd been married about a year, got pregnant. I was elated. He was at first. Then he decided 5 months in he doesn't want a baby anymore, so he beat the holy hell out of me. I lost the baby. And yeah, it was, I was at the time, how old was I? I had just turned 19. It was so traumatic as a child. 19, I'm sorry, you're a child. By then he was 29. And there were family members that were a little bit vengeful. They were a little pissed, understandably. And I remember a conversation my dad had with him. And he told him, you cannot throw her around like a shoe. And his response was, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. And that just made the situation worse. And he was smart enough to get the hell out of town. He just left the state, which was probably very wise. But in my heart, revenge wasn't going to bring my daughter back. It wasn't going to change the situation that I had to deal with. Was I mad? Oh my God, I cannot put it into words. That was my first child. And that has affected me the rest of my life. It affected my relationship with my son. When I got pregnant with my son, I was a bit of a helicopter mom, especially when I was pregnant. But revenge was not the answer. And there have been, with all of us, there have been things throughout all of our lives where people get nasty with us and you think, yeah, well, just wait. I don't believe in revenge. I deal not in my day job, but as a life coach specializing in trauma therapy, I help a lot of people, a lot of families that are dealing with horrible situations. And a lot of them want revenge. Parents whose kids have been killed due to drugs. They want to find that drug dealer. Drive-by shootings. They want to find that killer. They know who did it. People who, their kids, maybe their spouse, whomever, was in a hit and run, or they're in a car accident and there was a drunk driver. They want revenge, an eye for an eye. That's not going to make you feel better. It might in the moment, but then you have to live with that guilt. You have to live with that the rest of your life, just like they have to live with whatever they did. And don't say it doesn't affect them. You don't know. You have no idea what happens behind closed doors. You have no idea what happens when they go to bed at night. So just stop and think. I deal with victims, families that have been involved in trafficking. Their kids have been stolen. The kids come back. It's not the same child that left. And they're furious. They want their baby back. Well, honey, you can't turn back the clock. Cherish those memories, but now we have to deal with reality. Let law enforcement deal with the perpetrators. That's their job, because you're too close. You will go one step too far. And I'm not saying what you're thinking, that somebody deserves to just have the holy hell beat out of them. I understand that. I can't condone it, but I understand it. But please let law enforcement do their job. I just cannot stress it enough. And I know a lot of times people don't want law enforcement involved for a variety of reasons. They may have warrants themselves. They don't trust the police. It's a family matter. Well, honey, it's going to become a legal matter when you take justice into your own hands. And then you go to jail. Because then, you got your, pound of flesh, but now you have loved ones at home that have lost the loved one in the first place. Now they've lost you, and they have to deal with all of this. That's not fair. So stop being selfish, because you are, and look at the big picture. Look at how your actions and your behaviors are going to affect other people. Now we're going to take this into a different scope. We have kids in college that do stupid things. They get into fights. Maybe their roommate, was accosted, and they're going after their pound of flesh. Honey, you can be expelled and you can go to jail. Even if your parents get a great attorney, that's going to affect your career because you might have a felony conviction. That's going to prohibit you from getting a really good job moving forward. Just think about your behaviors and how that's going to affect other people and you in the long run. Just everyday situations, people at work. There's always, I don't care what office you work in, there's always people that stir the pot, that stir the shit, and they don't realize, or maybe they do. Generally, I think they do, they just don't care the consequences of their actions, because they are reactive abusers. They're trying to upset people. They like that. They like to stir the pot. They like to see the turmoil, the arguments, the upset, the worry, the stress. It gives them a sense of power and control, because in their life they have none. They feel out of power, out of control. They feel helpless, so they take it out on everybody else. Now, do they care if the person that they're picking on, because essentially they're bullies, ends up with ulcers? No. Do they care if they lose their job? No. Do they care that it affects their kids, their health care? Maybe they're needing surgery and they can't get it now because they don't have insurance or whatever. Yeah, no. They only see what they want to see until it's them, until they are caught. And then they have every excuse in the book. When they are caught, suddenly they're the victim. Oh, but so-and-so doesn't understand. They made me do this. Their behaviors forced me to do this. No, baby, you're a grown-up. You're responsible for your own actions, inactions, attitudes, behaviors, and the consequences. Grow up. Like I said, God isn't like Santa. He doesn't hire seasonal helpers. If you have a problem with someone, take it to them like an adult. Quit being passive-aggressive and doing little snarky shit. Sit down with them and say, hey, I got a problem with you. I don't like the way you said this or that, or you did this or that. Work it out like adults. Don't be passive-aggressive. I mean, what comes to mind is a good friend of mine. But instead of confronting her husband when they're arguing about things, she will be vengeful and spiteful. She, much like my mom, she won't speak to him. Oh, he'll get the message. Really? 9 times out of 10, he has no idea. You're just acting weird again. He has no idea why you're pissed. Just that you're being you. Oh, he knows. Yeah, no, he doesn't. And come to find out, yeah, he had no idea. I don't know how he didn't know, because you didn't use your words. Use your words. Instead of being vengeful, spiteful, violent, use your words. Go to the person and sit down with them. Get a third person, get a mediator, a neutral person if you need to. But use your words. Talk it out. Stop behaving like children on a playground. Stop the petty bullshit, the rumors, the gossip. Because in the workplace, and people don't realize this, it can be determined that it is a hostile work environment. And a pissed off employee can sue the employer because of what another employee is doing, that somebody is making it a hostile work environment. Yeah, that's not going to go over well, because then when that happens, it's going to trickle down onto the abuser, the bully, and that is going to follow them their next job, because they will be fired, and it's going to follow them from job to job to job that they are a troublemaker. Yeah. Stop acting like children on a playground. Use your words. You have a problem with somebody, talk it out. Be an adult. Be a grown-up. If it's a big problem, let law enforcement handle it. They are trained to do so. You're too close. You're too emotional. Step back. Step back. Let the professionals do their job. Because I hate to see families destroyed because somebody went rogue to get their pound of flesh, and now they're in jail, or maybe they're dead too. So now the family's grieving another loss. Don't do that. Use your words. Act like a grown-up instead of a child.